You know the one thing I can't stand? The one thing I cannot stand is that when somebody is available or there's a certain position that everybody thinks is a weakness when it's really not, and they link every single player to that position like we need it, but we really don't. And I want to get into that and some other news going into the preseason game this week, which got some good special teams news here that maybe we didn't know what was going on. And yeah, let me just get into it. Let's go into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Hope everybody is enjoying their work week this week. Now, I want to go into just in general, like, why does every beat writer think we need a running back? I don't understand. I don't understand why. I mean, is this for clicks? Is it for, I mean, I don't know what it is. But, everybody, a running back, right? Like, that's, like, the main position. Everybody is, like, every time a running back is available via trade or something like that, I mean, there was a lot of beat writers. I could put up all this stuff about all the beat writers, and they putting out a bunch of stuff on Jonathan Taylor, from the Colts, that he's available. And because the Eagles are having joint practices with them this week, it means that the Eagles are going to go after a guy that wants, $16 million a year? This is why we don't pay running backs for this reason. Okay, how much is all our running backs combined for the year? Like $6 million, I think, cap hit wise, or that's a running back by committee is just I wouldn't, to be honest with you, even if we had a chance to get the best running back in the league, just say, I still wouldn't do it because I like running back by committee. I don't like putting all the pressure on one guy and putting so much money into one guy. That's why the Eagles don't invest money at running back. The Eagles don't invest money at linebacker. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous at this point. Like I said, Shane Steichen is the new head coach for the Colts, and this is a perfect opportunity where they can make this story up and say that the Eagles need a running back when Dalvin Cook was available. Regardless, there was just names getting thrown out there nonstop every single day about a freaking running back coming to Philadelphia. If the Eagles want to re-sign Miles Sanders, it wouldn't have been hard to do so at $6.5 million a year. It really wasn't much. It was affordable. Okay? Because at the end of the day, guys, you got to keep everybody fresh. And DeAndre Swift was probably the best move we made in our backfield, to be honest. Rashad Penny, low risk, high reward. DeAndre Swift is a low risk, high reward. Both guys have missed some time. Swift missed 3 games last year, and Rashad Penny only played 5 games last year. So, rehabbed a lot earlier, which is a good thing. The later you get hurt in the season, the more time it's going to take you to rehab if it's a serious injury in the offseason to get prepared to sign with another team and practice with that team and get better with that team and be a promise that you're going to do something and be productive. Okay? These stories get made up every single time, and running back is so just not even close. Even if I said, we kind of need running back a little bit, we don't. We're fine. We're good. Whether they keep 3, whether they keep 4, which I think they will keep 4. It seems like a little too much, definitely, as long as there's no other injuries and they need to get rid of a player. You know what I mean? Running back core is great. I think Trey Sermon had, besides the fumbles, in practice and in preseason game, I think Trey Sermon's been playing great. Boston Scott is Boston Scott. They're not going to get rid of him because he could play special teams as well. Probably be the future kick returner here this year, most likely. Rashad Penny is a low risk, high reward sign that wasn't expensive. $600,000 for the year? It wasn't much. Guy missed a lot of time last year. But to distribute the ball perfectly, and then, I think that's where it's going to really, you keep all these guys healthy, it's going to be something special. You traded a 2025 4th round pick? That's you got the player. You got DeAndre Swift for nothing at 24 years old. The only thing I would watch out for when signing a running back is if DeAndre Swift plays really good, By the end of this year, the Eagles need to figure out like how to re-sign him. I don't care if they have to like seriously. They have to try to resign. They have to try to resign DeAndre Swift at the end of this year. If any way possible, shape or form, if they can get it done, I would get it done. Rashad Penny is playing for himself for a contract for another team. Eagles won't keep him. Okay. There was a bunch of rumors that at least the Eagles would cut Rashad Penny, that Trey Sermon would take his spot. Like, there's been a whole bunch of stuff. How the Eagles are treating these running backs during preseason with all these statistics. And because Kenneth Gainwell carries the ball more, it means he's going to be the starting running back this year. Okay, I can't believe that DeAndre Swift is going to be a third down running back. If they treat him like a third down running back, I'm going to be pissed off. And you're just wasting his presence. Just wasting it. The element in this offense that we were missing last year with these running backs was getting them involved in the passing game, not putting it all on one guy like Kenneth Gainwell last year. Because obviously the Eagles didn't trust Miles Sanders. And really the only good years for Miles Sanders was his first year and really his last year, which was his best year. But Jonathan Taylor, just because the Colts have joint practice with the Eagles, and let's just throw this story out there, and he's not gonna get paid the money he's gonna get paid. Okay, he'll probably take a 1-year deal for a certain amount of money, and that's it, and call it a day. Because I just, if the Eagles made this move, I'd be pretty pissed off. Yeah, I mean, you got a good player out of it, but still, like, draft compensation wise, they're not gonna give him up for nothing. Howie Roseman's good at trades, but this would be just a total waste that you have like 5 running backs now going really into the last week of preseason, and then you got cuts on the 29th. So what's with the obsessive bullshit with running backs coming to Philadelphia still? Like, I'm sorry, but running back by committee is the way it is in the league now. I would never, ever put that much. Unless it was like generational talent or something that was just like the best running back that hasn't come out since, another 10, 15 years. I'd be perfectly fine with that. But this is just, it's over the line. It's just ridiculous at this point. So, Jonathan Taylor's a good player. Dalvin Cook's a great player. But I know these running backs have been pissed off because they're not getting the money they deserve, and they got to realize, like, I would rather take a 5th-year option on a running back. I would rather pick up an option on a first-round pick running back. Same thing when I wanted Bijan Robinson. Like, that's what I was going to do. I would have done that. At least you have him for 5 years. You know what I mean? So this is just, like, what's the set? Like, are people just doing this just because? Like, I don't get what the connection is. Like, if the Eagles really need a running back or they're looking for a running back right now, I'd be absolutely shocked over it. And sometimes you don't need high-priced named running backs. Sometimes you don't. Good reputation, obviously, that's what you want. But, like, DeAndre Swift is great. Rashad Penny's great. They've both been starters in this league and really are trying to build themselves up again because they missed a little bit of time last year. Okay, so getting all these running backs in the passing game, lining them up in different places, just doing different things. But I would be very upset over a move like this to give away draft compensation for a running back. Yeah, you get a better running back, it definitely helps you. But this is where you could trade for players, and teams are going to try and fleece you. And what are you going to have to give up for it? It's going to make no sense. It's like I see the NFL puts out a list of teams landing spots, and the Eagles aren't even on that list. These Eagles beat writers are just like spouting nonsense about still needing a running back to Philadelphia. It makes no sense to me at all. It just doesn't. It just pisses me off. Every time a running back's available, they always link him to the Eagles. I just don't get it. But that's that with that news for the day. Secondly, now, this one was really interesting regarding our special teams. Obviously, T.Y. Zentner, the Legatron, punter, he ended up getting cut from the team due to some injuries and some moves that they had to make and create some space. T.Y. Zentner ended up, he averaged 40 yards a punt. Couldn't kick one punt inside the 20-yard line. Horrible. Aaron SIPOSS hasn't done much of anything. Okay, Aaron SIPOSS had a big talk the other day. There was like a report that came out that after the Super Bowl he was down on himself, or he didn't punt for a while. Like he literally took that Super Bowl to heart. I mean, these punters, you never know how they feel because they're just punting. They're not playing an entire game. Obviously they're involved a little bit, but this is a third part of our game that just needs to get better because special teams hasn't been good since 2015. That's just the truth. We haven't had a good punt returner since Darren Sproles. We haven't had a good kick returner since Josh Huff. And the news came out from Dave Spadaro. Okay, it says Eagles insider Dave Spadaro says Thursday's preseason game is an important game, and he knows it, regarding Aaron SIPOSS' future with the team. Spadaro says to keep your eyes open. That's interesting. Because to be honest, it's not hard to go after a punter. It's not hard to go after a punter. It's not hard to go after a kick. It's not hard to go after a specialist. It's really not. You got to do your due diligence, do your homework if they're good or if they could pan out here. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. Sorry, I just yawned. I'm perfectly fine with that. But SIPOSS, we picked him up. Didn't we pick him up at the end of 2021, after the season was over? And, they just signed him. Go get a guy in the Europe or you know how many places they can go sign a guy? They can go sign any punter they want. His kicks suck. He's not helping it. Our best special teamer is Jake Elliott right now, and our punts are horrible. I think punt return specialist is going to be Britton Covey most likely. As much as I don't want it to waste a roster spot, but at the end of the day, man, I'm glad that this is coming out that they might make a move for a new punter. They might actually make a new move. Matt Araiza, what's going on with this situation? I know there was another one, I think, from the Dolphins or somebody got cut. There was another guy got cut. Everybody was raving about him. The Eagles are desperate right now for this position. They know he sucks. Just reading this is from Dave Spadaro. They know he sucks. They know he's not good. But they got to figure out everything on special teams. I've been bitching about it every single day, and I swear to God, I feel like I'm talking about the same thing every day. Nick Sirianni throwing his headset on the ground, pissed off. I don't doubt it. But yet they give Michael Clay an extension. They give him more money. They give him a little pay bump. I don't like it. Aaron SIPOSS, that ex-Titans veteran punter that we had, both of them were so horrible. I mean, it was that bad. So I'm not a fan of Aaron SIPOSS at all. I want him gone because I swear to God, special teams is going to cost us games. May not be every game, but I'm telling you, it's going to be that one game where we're playing really well, and then it's what happens every time, and it really sucks. So I'm glad that this is at the top of their list right now, and they could worry about a million other things, but I think Howie Roseman knows that this special teams is not. It's got to get better. It's got to get better. It's just not good enough right now. So that's all I really got to say about the news for the day. Want to go over, obviously, Jonathan Taylor, just these running backs, and every running back is being linked to Philadelphia. They still need a running back. I just don't get that at all. I don't know what the league's turning into now. I don't know what these running backs think they're trying to get, and they're not going to win this battle when it comes to them getting paid. It's just not going to happen. And Aaron SIPOSS could be on the way out. I freaking hope so. He sucks royally. And hopefully make some changes. I want to see more. I want to see Devin Allen on punt return. I want to see something. I want to see more. I feel like we're not doing enough. I feel like Michael Clay's not doing enough. I feel like he's playing favorites at times with Greg Ward. I don't want to see Greg Ward on punt returns. I don't want to see any of this. There's more than our punter. There's more issues down the line. There's more issues. I hate the depth charts for the unofficial beat writer depth charts we see for special teams. Zacchaeus should definitely get a shot because he's got that speedster mentality. Britton Covey, I think, is going to be better. What other player looks like Britton Covey right now on the field? Nobody does. Nobody has his skill set. Quick feet, great point of view, and can get it done. And hopefully they figure this out. And it sounds like Aaron SIPOSS is definitely on the hot seat right now. And if he's on the hot seat right now, then thank God. Then that means that they're going to bring somebody else in, or they're kind of looking for somebody right now. And I don't put it past Howie Roseman. He's on the phones every single day. He's always looking around every single day for top talent at any position. I know a lot of people don't give a crap about special teams, but I'm telling you right now, you never know what can happen. The Super Bowl and some other plays that happened this past year. So not the best punter. I mean, 2 bad punters literally faced off in training camp, and nobody really won. Doesn't mean because they let go of Zentner, if they let go of Legatron, it means that Aaron SIPOSS is like who they really wanted this whole time. They got to bring in new faces. Eagles have brought in new faces time and time again, and I think that's a great thing because, you know, when you're looking for guys that are off waivers, that's another thing too, the waiver wire too. Maybe there's going to be a punter out there. I don't know. It's not hard to get a punter. It's not. I know there's more issues in this defense, to the special teams more than a punter situation, but it definitely has to get better. I just didn't like what I've seen the past 2 games from these punters, and hasn't looked great. Aaron SIPOSS probably played slightly better than T.Y. Zentner. No, there's no doubt. But how much is that? You know, how far can we go with it? But it's like the only thing I can complain. I'm good with the offense. I'm good with the defense. I'm good with a lot of things. It just comes down to like special teams. It just feel like it's being ignored. It's the redheaded stepchild. Nobody wants to mess with it. Nobody wants to do a damn thing anymore. It sucks. But it is what it is. But other than that, if you last this long in the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well. We'll be live streaming this week sometime in a couple days, most likely. And then, yeah, thank you for picking to watch this video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes well, false up. Peace out, guys. Peace.